totally lost on time. What's going on, folks? How you doing? Hope everybody is doing well. The information that's going to come at you today, I want to clarify a couple of things. There's been some discussion regarding the semantics of the term. How bad is the issue? Um, I would like to change the definition of today from it being an issue to it being an area of high concern. Okay, and so why is that? Well, because I can't quantify the level at which this issue exists. We know it's a problem. People in the industry saw this when I worked with the ACEF and showed them this. They were extremely concerned. Talked with a number of different people, law enforcement. I've worked with some people in shipping to try to find things like this. We'll be talking about those. Looking at stuff like this, we'll be talking about that. So we're going to be talking about shipping containers. I've got my keyboard here. I'll move it here in just a second. I want to make sure I say hi to chat. But again, to reiterate the comment and set the precedent today, we're going to be talking about the potential of this, not that the fact that it is or isn't an issue, because again, I cannot quantify how significant this is. But I can tell you this, a lot of people that haven't seen the video that I dropped the other day are probably going to be a little bit surprised when I show you guys some of the media that I have here and how easy it is to detect some of the coins. I'm going to dispel a couple of the myths people have stated to me in chat, through conversations, through email, regarding the scanning of coins. A coin like this is the Redfield coin. And again, as we look at the Redfield coin, this is graded, but it doesn't have that RFID. We'll be talking about exactly what I'm referencing in that fashion. So again, just wanted to set the precedent. You want to watch today. Again, there's a lot of information going out. I don't want to be the tinfoil hat dude, but we have to make sure that we are protecting each other. We need to be aware of the potential misuses of things and understand how to overcome them. I also want to say something on PCGS's behalf. This is nothing that they've asked me to say. I'm saying this because I want people to understand. The intent of this is wholly good, but just because it's wholly good does not mean people will not find reason to manipulate it. Okay, so I want to make sure that that's made evidently clear, really kind of get to the bottom of why it is that we're looking at these items. And again, just kind of have the conversation. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so let's go through and say hi. What's going on, Siren? Siren's already dropped the link for the vertical and the horizontal. Thank you so much for doing that. I greatly appreciate it. Go in and set a couple of things here. If you guys have seen the screen, you're going to notice that I'm showing my desktop. I'm going to be walking through, but there are two other people here. So can you please do me a favor and say hi to Paula and to Eric?
Good morning.
What's going on, folks?
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
How are you doing?
everybody. Happy Saturday.
What do you guys have going on today? Anything fun?
Just working in the office trying to navigate a cold that my wife gave me.
Oh boy.
So cough drops and tea.
So she brought you back a gift from her trip.
She did, yeah. Alabama cold.
Very nice, very nice.
I'm not doing anything today.
No. So when is your get out of jail free day?
End of the month.
Are you happy?
This is gonna be the first year too, though, that I'm not decorating at all for Halloween, because they're not gonna be here to help me put it all away, and with my shoulder, I can't do it. So I'm kind of sad about that, but oh well. Yeah, it's worth it. I'm gonna be quiet. They're still here.
Yeah, don't party yet, eh?
End of the month, yeah. So
See them walk back in after they leave and you're jumping up and down.
I know, I know.
Oops, sorry, too soon.
It's bittersweet, but they're not. I mean, they're only moving like 10 miles away, and so
And I'm sure they're just as happy of having their own place. I
I
mean,
know, Luther. I
you love
really
your parents and everything, but you don't want to spend the rest of your life with them.
know, and especially with
Amen.
4
I mean,
kids.
did
I
I say
mean,
that out loud?
they have 4
Yeah,
kids.
right.
They need
And yet
room.
you want to be able to do what grandparents do.
I do. I want them to be able to just come over and visit and spend the night and then get the heck out of here.
That's right.
I know it's going to be hard, Luther, because I have all kinds of animatronics, and I took my littlest grandson to the Spirit Halloween yesterday, and I was just chomping at the bit. But because I buy a new animatronic every year, and I mean, I'll put out. I have a skeleton or a scarecrow that has a candy dish, and when you grab the candy out of it, he like pops up, and I'll put him out, and then I'll put a couple of my littler things out that I can put away. That's it.
Check Stacker just gifted
Yeah.
5 memberships. Inkman, Mike Pepsi, Robert Pintoff, Trip Witt, and Dale M. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you.
And look, at their names are normal.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know why the little @ symbol's coming up.
and I got
It'll go
and,
away.
and I got this. I got these to give away.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
So, and they're delicious too, by the way, in case you haven't tried them.
They look good.
They are really good. I got
I'm a
the
sucker for
zombie
gummies.
ones, and then the ones that are brains and feet and ears.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't tell, Paula loves this time of year.
I do, and I usually I put little packs of, little goodie bags, and I put like a little glow something in it. Like last year it was the glow bugs. I bought they plastic bugs, and they have tiny little glow sticks that you put inside, and so
Yeah, so Luther, she's not secretly going out. She goes crazy. So
I'm not. I stay in and watch scary movies, and
no, not going out. You go all out.
oh, I do go.
Decorating and everything
I
else. Yeah.
really do. I have strobe lights and black lights and fog machines and the whole gamut. I have a projector that projects zombies onto my bedroom window that look like they want to come. That look like they're in my house wanting to get out. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Aren't you
it's
glad you asked?
right around the corner. We got less than half a month. All right, folks. Well, let's go ahead and dig into this. There's a lot to cover today. I've got a lot to walk through. So the first thing I want to do is I want to split this screen over here so that you can see this. You'll see that I'll be sharing my screen here. And what I want to do is you're going to see that this is a closed package. Now, I've had this package open at one point. I haven't done anything to it, but I want to show you that there is this package. We'll be showing you these later. I am going to be giving some of these away. I'm also going to be giving some of this away, and this is Faraday tape. We'll be talking about that as well. The concern that I have, okay, is when you get a package. Paula, do you know what's in here?
Nope.
Eric, do you know what's in here?
No.
Okay. Well, nobody should know what the contents are inside this package. Right now, there's no way to really know and to identify it. What's important is that people understand that there's a way potentially for people to identify something within this coin, and that happens with that right there. Your standard cell phone. Now, this is just an iPhone. You can see I have my Do Not Disturb feature up, and I'll turn this around so it's better for you guys. But if I actually point this device to this, something is going to happen. And that is this right here. And when I click on this, and I'm going to have to do my little sign-in thing, it's going to tell me what's in this package. Now, in this particular case, we're looking at an MS65 full bands, $55 coin. This is the Mercury dime. It shows you the mintage. Now, a lot of people are like, well, Frosty, this isn't a really big deal. We know that they scan, but how many people are tracking the fact that I can do it through a package? Now, again, I can open this package up, okay? And you'll see that this package has other stuff in it. There are other things inside this package. So when we open this up, we have 2 slabs and another coin. Now, I'm going to put that one aside because Paula's going to like that one. So this is just a normal slab. This isn't anything spectacular. This is just a round. It's been put into one. These actually open. So this is not, it doesn't come from a grading company. You can see that this one opens here. It's just a nice little thing that somebody put together to make sure that the coin was protected, or the round was protected. However, this coin right here, which is that PCGS MS65, is what was scanned, and it's because of this right here. And you're like, well, Frosty, it's not a big deal. I mean, you're talking what, $100? Well, but then you have this. And I'm going to show Paula the reverse of this first. Paula, do you see what that is?
I can't barely see.
Let's see if I can get that to focus.
Yeah.
Okay. But if I turn this over, you're going to see that.
Yeah.
The Fluchringer cent. Okay.
Yeah.
$250, $300 coin. So in this package, there's, let's say $350. Now, they didn't know that these were here, but this coin right here notified them that there was a coin in here. Now, it doesn't matter what precautions you take to work the labels. We'll be talking about labels and labeling your coins and some of the stuff that you can do to protect that, okay? And names matter on your company. I'm not going to send something out with frostbite coins. The coins actually tells people what the potential is for.
And never put anything
like this, okay? Yeah.
Identifying on your label.
And we'll be talking about some of the shortfalls that people do and some of the names. I've got some examples of such stuff that I'll show you. But I want to talk about this. Now, the reason that PCGS did this, and again, I want to reiterate something regarding PCGS. The purpose for this is actually really good. It's to reduce the amount of counterfeiting on their slabs, right? This helps authenticate that this is a genuine PCGS item. There are RFID scanning technologies, certain frequencies that are utilized that have some enormous security features. And so in practice, this is a really good thing. And I'll guarantee you, PCGS is aware that they can scan through different type of media. I'm sure they're aware of this.
Oh, they've been talking about it for a long time. Yeah.
But PCGS isn't going to publicly announce that there's a way to scan it through packages. They're just not going to do that. That would be foolish for them. You don't teach criminals how to do their job. Criminals are going to figure it out. But what we can do is there are little things that you can do. Now, I've had people ask me, can you wrap it in tinfoil? Oh, that's what I forgot to grab. I forgot to grab tinfoil. Yes, you absolutely can. But, Eric.
Yes.
When you were dealing with COVID, you had a situation where you would do stuff like ship fish eggs. And right. Talk a little bit about why wrapping something in foil is a potential problem.
Well, people, they automatically scan it. It sets off some sort of red flag, and the packages just don't show up. I can't tell you where they go. But like if you're watching tracking, the tracking just says the package is on its way, and then it never shows up, and 60 days later, it's out of the system.
So Luther, scratches are definitely.
No, this was when you wrap it in foil. The foil sets off a whole nother thing because people were fearful that their plants, they're like fish, their aquatic plants were being irradiated because there was a rumor that they were irradiating everything to get rid of the virus.
Monotune is, yep, foil laver just over the back. And this is one of the cheap methods you can do.
I know cheaper method. Saran wrap.
That doesn't stop.
The saran wrap doesn't
radiation.
stop the
No,
RFID.
saran wrap over the slab and then tape the foil over
But the problem with taping is if you tape this entire thing in foil, you might trip the sensors
That
for the
and
post office.
No,
whatever.
that's not what I said. Wrap the slab in saran wrap because it's cheap. I love saran wrap for packaging, by the way. If anybody's ever got packages from me, you know I love saran wrap. I learned that from Ken Peavy.
My
And then tape
speculation was
a piece of foil over.
Yeah. Just like this, you can just
post office
saran wrap instead of buying the bags. Yeah, I get your point.
Just like the bag, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
my
just cheaper.
speculation was that the post office was just scanning it and they picked it up somehow through, some sort of, I don't know how they
But
scan
these
mail.
little baggies are super, super cheap. They're like $2 for a package of.
Now there's another one, Frosty.
100.
What about the little foil baggies? Have you ever seen that they do computer parts in?
We're going to go through those because there's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm going to be talking about that you can do and utilize. I didn't go over everything in the video. I wanted to talk about that today.
Yeah.
There are static bags that they use for electronics that you can utilize as well. There's the problem with those, and that depends upon the type of scanning you use that may not be efficient. So you need something that actually covers. And the reason that I've gone with the two decisions that I've gone with today are because in talking with people in industry about this, these are the easiest methods. And I happened to stumble across these because of what I used to do, which was network and telephony. We used to actually utilize these things to wrap around the ends of the cables to prevent RFID leakage. It's just something that you do when you're, protecting data cables. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. Nasty Seth, what's up, buddy? It says it must be difficult just to ship foil itself. No, but one of the issues with shipping stuff like that is that a lot of people would wrap money and things like that. They would wrap drugs. They'll do different things in foil, and having a giant package with something wrapped in foil it's a flag. Yeah, it's a flag.
There was some sort of scanning that the post office did, and when they come across a package like that, they just dumped it.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about some extremely expensive methods, going from Faraday bags, which can be extremely expensive, to the foil liners. The actual ones like Eric's talking about, the ones that are static shielding, you can get those as well. There are some problems with some of these, and we'll talk about the problems with each one of these.
I have a question, though.
Go ahead.
So if the package is just coming from Joe Blow and doesn't look suspicious or anything like that, then why would somebody take their phone out and scan a package?
How do you know that people that work in that industry aren't scanning every package that comes through? How do you know that a person in a truck that has 200 packages isn't scanning everything before they deliver them?
I mean, it's possible, but we would hope it.
Well, but here's the thing. It doesn't have to be just a telephone. Remember, this is just one of the medians. There are scanning technologies that I can put on I can actually do an active scanner to where I have the thing sitting on a little sheet above whatever I'm scanning, and it scans every single one of them. There are ways around this. And so I'm just showing you something that everybody has is a phone.
Yeah.
So there are ways to do this. The problem is if you get into, well, what's the incident rate of this? Well, nobody can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that if I can scan this through multiple layers of packaging, here, let me show you, okay? You guys see this? What's in this package?
Slabs.
Slabs, absolutely, right? And if I send this, and I'll pull this one out. This is the one you would receive from CAC. Okay, now we'll explain why it does get scanned, because as you lift this up, there's a difference between that and that, okay? So when you're looking at, we're not talking about the QR codes, we're talking about these RFID. The QR codes will not pick up unless you actually have your active camera open. You actually have to have the coin. Whereas these just have to be close to it and they'll pick it up. Okay, so that just shows up. So there's a difference. We'll be talking about the difference. But if I throw this package in here, and I just shove that in there, and I don't want to do that because these are, actually I don't want to put it in there. I want to pop that out of there. If I was to put this in there, I can actually scan through here and actually find it. And a matter of fact, I think there is, yeah, I have one right here. So if I was to take this and turn this up like this, and then I show you my phone, I can actually scan through and you can see that it picked up the other one, and that is a halftime. And so, and that's this coin, right? This coin right here. That's the one that it just picked up. So I can actually scan through multiple coins. So again, there are ways to protect yourself. It's really easy, but I just want to make something clear. And that is that they have to have that RFID scanning piece in order for that to be an issue.
Yeah.
Now, when I put this over, we don't know what's inside this package. I don't know how much money's here. I know how much it weighs, but this is pretty inconspicuous. If I slapped a label on here, obviously I wouldn't ship it exactly like this. I would throw it inside a box like this, right? And so I would put it inside of a box. But what I would
pick it up through that box too.
Say again?
It'll pick it up through that box also.
Yeah, that's what I scanned at the very beginning.
Okay.
So if I take this and I just put this up like this, and I put, let me actually clear, see there's nothing on there. And if I just scan this across, you'll see that it picks up. And then when I pull up here, which coin is it going to pick up? Well, this one's a little bit different. I'll rotate this around. Okay, this is an 1883 CC. Now, this is a little bit more expensive a coin. This is 435 bucks. Okay, now that's by PCGS standards, but when I open this up, there's a whole lot more in here. And I've got some gold coin in this particular one that I've staged for this because I want to show that not every one of the PCGS labels will scan. It has to have the RFID logo. Okay, so I want people to understand the difference between which ones will and which ones won't. And a lot of people are going, well, Frosty, seriously, what is the issue here? How big is this problem? Well, again, I want to move away from the fact that everybody's going to be calling it a problem, and I want to call it the potential for theft. Mm-hmm. Why does this matter? Well, if you sell, and we have some people in here who run coin shops and are on the floor, they ship a lot of stuff. Eric, you've done a lot of shipping in your time.
I still ship a lot. I ship probably 10 packages almost every day.
If you had the capability of reducing the potential theft, would you do it?
Yeah, fortunately, I've never had anything. I've had one package in a lot of years that didn't show up, and it was not something that was.
Okay, well, let's talk about what you ship. Are you shipping the PCGS? Or are you shipping?
I do. I ship quite a few NGC coins and PCGS coins, or I used to. I haven't in the last couple months because I gave that part of my job up.
Yeah. So when you're looking at this though, and again, we're talking about a very specific item, right? And again, you can discount everything you want to. It's not a problem. My job is to make sure that people are aware of this. Jack Young, who works in a post office, I don't know if he's here. And again, folks, when you're doing the thing, make sure you're just using the first and last name. Sorry. This is something I'm gonna try. Hopefully we get that in here. If not, I'm gonna have to do this another way, but it's not a problem. So there's a couple different technologies. And again, this is the coin that was scanned in that package. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out of here because you can see this clearly is listed here. Okay, but there are some little pieces of technology. Now, again, I'm going to be giving some of these things away. Okay, and we've got different ones. So I'll be sending some stuff to people. So again, I want you to make sure that you're listening because I want to give you these along with some of these. I want to be shipping out some of these to people as well. And these are what I consider the most elegant opportunity for this. And it's really easy now. So if once somebody said, just put the foil in the back, and you can do that, right? Just make sure the entire label, tape that down, and then you can't scan it, right? It won't scan. It just will not. It won't go through. You won't see it. It's not
You have
there.
to
It's
put it
not
on both
going to.
sides?
Nope, just on the
No?
one. It won't
Okay.
scan because it's not registering. The
Okay.
RFID is pointing a certain direction, right? And so you want to put that there. Now, if I move this up a little bit, because I don't tape that down, it will scan clearly because you can see this label. So you're going to want to make sure that you are taping this down. Okay, this is extremely important. And again, right, what we're looking at here is the potential. Okay, we want to remove the potential for people to be able to identify what's going on. Why is this a big deal for me? And this is something that a lot of people have asked, like, well, Frosty, I mean, seriously, you send what, 5 coins a year? Well, let's go back to this coin right here. Okay. Type 3, PCGS MS62, 1874, Princess, $1 coin. How much is that coin?
Oh.
1938 D over D. Nice one, nice buffalo. You guys saw this one just a little bit ago. 1833 Carson City. Right, well, we're looking at a $100 coin, $350, $400 coin, and then a $700 coin. If I'm shipping this, it is my responsibility as the shipper until it arrives on site to make sure that I do whatever is in my responsibility, my capability to ensure this gets to you.
That's right. And that's the key word is insure it.
Okay. Well, but here's the thing. Even with insurance, because one, it's gold.
Yep.
2, you have to have your purchase receipt or something showing the value of this.
Right. Right. Well, that's not too difficult. It really isn't. You just have to quote subsection 4 or subsection C, I think. Of the postal
But the point is, it's up to the shipper, right? Because
that
if
too,
this
and
coin gets lost, the person who's receiving the coin isn't filling out all that paperwork. They're not doing
right,
all of that
that's
stuff.
exactly right. And
It's
also
on.
overpackage it. Make it safe. Like I put it in chat. I've had way, way, way more packages show up damaged than not show up. So do your best to make sure that the package is good. It will be able to take being thrown around because they throw stuff around.
So there's a couple of things regarding shipping, and there's some things that you need to be aware of. There's some things that you need to take into account. Number one, invoicing. Make sure you have an invoice. Make sure an invoice is in the package, and make sure that you keep a copy of that invoice. If you guys aren't invoicing your stuff, start doing it.
That is very important.
Okay? Because if you're not invoicing it, then it's just you saying what's in this package.
That's right.
Right? You need to invoice it. You need to have information there. Now, Mad Stacker, I'm going to quote something he said here in chat. They're not going to cover it. You got to lie. That's not true. They will absolutely cover it. There are some things that you have to do, however, to protect yourself. Number one, you have to have the proper amount of insurance. Now, you can indicate collectibles. You're not required to tell people what's actually in the package. But have a waybill, have that invoice, list the value of the coins. Again, when you do this, you have to have your purchase value or that person's purchase value that is buying that item from you. Okay.
And with coins, they do try. The post office tries to say, we don't insure money. We only give
Yeah.
you face value for it. But that's what I was quoting. There is a subsection that and basically you just have to prove that it's collectible, and then they will fix it. And I've had to do that. And here's the ironic part: is I had a shipment of rolls 400 rolls of pennies not show up, and they wanted to give me $200. And I says no, and I proved to them that it was collectors, documentation that it was collectible stuff. And then I quoted their rules and all that, and they come back and they gave me the money. And 30 days later, I got the package. I took the money. I took my checkbook. I went up to the post office. I says, "Hey, I got to repay this claim back." And they says, "No, we can't take your money." So, what do you do then? So,
Yeah, so there are things that you can do to protect yourself, right? And and Tiger Stacker can verify this because we've done this. Remember when the United States Mint and the Royal Mint did the Liberty Britannia combination coin?
mm-hmm.
Well, I got a proof 70, right? And Tiger was the one who picked it up for me. We were talking about this. I had done some work for him, and he wanted to say thank you. And he purchased it and had it shipped to me. That coin never appeared in the package. The package was quote unquote damaged. Came from PCGS, so it was damaged. And there was a hole in it that had been taped back over. All the other stuff was in the package, just not that one coin. And
that was done through FedEx?
No, USPS.
PCGS doesn't ship USPS.
It wasn't shipped by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say because
let me finish the story and I'll get to that. So Tiger purchased this, right, and then shipped it to me. So the package, I walked outside, I opened it up, I'm like, whoa, walked right back inside, and I handed it to the guy, and I'm like, I have a problem with this package. And he said, okay. So we opened it up, and I'm like, because I told Tiger, send me a way bill, send me information of what's in here, purchase price, everything. And he did so, and I opened it up, and I said, here's the paper that shows the information, the coins that are in here, and it's not here, right? And he's like, well, how do we know that it was put in the package? And I said, oh, that's a great thing. And so we sent the package of the coins sitting in there, and Tiger put them in, sealed it, and said, okay, we're good to go. Shipped it off. The weight when we got it was off. It wasn't the same weight. And again, I had opened it at the post office just because of the amount of money that was in this particular package. So I didn't come home and then have to take it back.
So did
Tiger filled out all the insurance documentation, showed them the information, how much the coin was paid for, and it wasn't very long that he received information from USPS that said, we're going to do this. Here's your claim information, and we're going to send this to your account that was paid by this. When you fill out your claim, you have your information, and it got paid. It got picked up. So it was actually. Say again.
Did they just pay? See, now a couple of the insurance claims that I'm familiar with, they always make you take the whole package back if you do an claim on it.
I did take the whole package back, but they told me to keep the package. And when we got a hold of Tiger, because we did it there, I had the postmaster on the phone with Tiger. We walked through what needed to happen. They gave me the package. The claimant was for the one coin, not for the entire package. He had insured it for the. Just let me finish.
Okay.
So we went through, and they said you're only filing the claim for the one coin. The rest of the package arrived. That package was insured in this for X amount of money. It's covered under this. We're going to cover that particular item. They went through, reviewed the information, showed the stuff. He had the tracking information, showed the stuff. They took the weight of the package. When he shipped it, took the weight of the package. When I gave it to them, verified that the weights were different, and they paid us for the coin. We ended up getting another one, not a problem. I got my coin back. But here's the problem. That took 3 months.
Yep, that's the problem.
And there was no guarantee that we were going to be able to find that coin again. One, find the coin, but number two, find that price. Right? And so Now, there's an opportunity maybe for us to find it at a higher price, but at that time they were highly collectible. They sold out very, very quickly. And as you guys are aware, there were two types. There was the American and the Royal Mint side. This was one from the Royal Mint. Those mintages were way, 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 way smaller.
There's two of them
Okay.
right there.
Yeah, way, way smaller than ours, right? And so the value of these, especially in the 70, were much higher. And so again, yes, you can get them to cover, but there are things that you need to do to protect yourself. My point in all of this is there are little things that you can do. And again, people are like, oh my God, Frosty, you're talking about tinfoil. No, we'll get rid of that. I don't like the tinfoil thing. Okay, I've already said, in my opinion, it's not a very elegant solution. Okay, get rid of that. Put it away. If you want to do it, do it. I would rather utilize things that are purposefully designed to shield against RFID. These things are designed to shield against RFID. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually open these, and I left them in their packages so that you could see that they were coming from, right, the companies. Again, I didn't open these. They came from 3 different people. They're all made by the exact same person, I'm sure. They just put different names on them and send them off. And I am going to be sending strips of these to people. I'm going to be drawing some names here shortly. Now, Mike's saying no. I'm not sure if he's talking to Paula, if he's talking to me. We'll see. Now,
He's not talking to me.
I'm not sure who no is. Seems like people are making light of the problem. Well, and I don't mind if people make light of this. It's fine, right? It's not a big deal. But again, it's one of those things that there's little small things that you can do. Now, Mike, he's in chat. Oh, wrong address. Okay, got you. Thanks, Freaking, for sharing. Appreciate you, bud. Mike, did you purchase some of these, correct? So that when you guys ship them from your guys' location, you guys are covering this too, right? This is something that you've implemented. I know that there have been other channels that have implemented this just to make sure that they're doing what they can. And again, folks, yeah, see, Mike said that he's picked up some of these as well. This isn't a conspiracy thing. This is just a good practice. You're the steward of this coin until it gets to the person who bought it from you.
And not to make light of the problem, but you should have a wallet that's shielding radio frequencies from your wallet.
Yeah, and I'm not going to get into the whole RFID
it's
shielding
a
thing
big
and stuff
thing.
like that, right? These are things that, but my point is, if this gets lost, and what happens if I want to try to be a little bit covert? So I ship this without doing the signature. I ship this without paying the $800 insurance because, you know, I don't want to spend that much money. And this gets lost. Is that on you or is it on the buyer? Right? Now, if you're a large coin shop like Harlan J. Burke, or if you're at Mex or, you know, JM Bullion or your Hero Bullion or something like that, the availability for you to replace something like this is way higher than if it's me. I don't have the money just to go drop one of these and replace it if this happens to get lost. I want to do some due diligence and make sure that I'm doing everything in my power to protect you, the potential purchaser, from having somebody take something. Because again, I'm responsible as the shipper. Now, there's a lot of people that say, "Oh, no, I don't agree with that, Frosty. Once I ship it, it's out. I can't replace it." Well, according to the shipping companies, it's your responsibility until it's delivered. Okay, and so I want people to understand, as a shipper, you have an inherent requirement to do everything in your power to protect that package to getting to the person who purchased this. The way you handle your business is yours. But what I want to do is I want to talk about some things that are very easy to implement. So again, this is the mercury dime that we've talked about. You see this here. You've seen that I scanned it in this package. Okay. Now I had shielded this just so you guys wouldn't see who it was coming from, but the shielding didn't work because it wasn't covering this label. Now I can set this thing just over the top of this like that. We got to make sure that I clear the previous one. Make sure that's all cleared. And I can put this over this and it will, see it scans through. Watch. Just having it in the package doesn't help. You actually have to make sure that it doesn't leach through. This is one reason that we used to shield these from there, and now it doesn't scan.
Hey, Frosty,
Yeah.
you know what the dollar limit is? Because I know that there is a dollar limit now since they changed to Ground Advantage, that if it's over a certain amount, it is signature required automatically. So if there's a problem when you get it, you make it clear right there. Because I just shipped a bunch of stuff to Chuck and it was a ridiculous amount and he ended up having to sign for
You
it.
have to stick it right to the slab because I'm not sticking anything.
No, you don't. I just wanted to show that you can't just set it over the top of it. This is set loose because the shielding is going to have a signal around, right? Because there's a signal emitted from this device and this device, and it's going to pick up. I just put this on the slab because I wanted to show you that once the entire label is covered, it won't pick up.
Okay.
Okay.
I can put it in like a bag and then.
Yes. So, okay, I'm gonna pull this off of here. And again, these things come off easily. And I know there's a lot of people that say, well, I don't want to put this directly on here. Well, I'm going to put this back into the same bag that it came in. Okay. And again, you'll fold this over and you'll tape it. If I put this label over here and I block this off, and again, you can see there's nothing there, it won't scan through it. Okay, I'll make sure you guys can see the whole screen. It will not scan through it. And so this isn't a whole lot. Now you can wrap this in foil if you want to, but again, I would urge caution with the foil because what you don't want to do is you don't want to trip any kind of, oh, well, what are they sending, right? You want to make sure that this doesn't go into a concern pile. You can do it if you want to, that's totally up to you, but there are different ways. Now, we have this here, I'm going to pull this off of here. I have this tape sitting next to me, okay? Does the tape work? Well, you can see this hasn't been opened, so I'm going to have to grab my pocket knife and open this real quick.
I think once Mad Stacker, I think once it has left your hands and has been scanned in by the post office, you are no longer responsible for it.
Nope, that's not true.
Well, how
because
is that not true?
Because if that never arrives and you claim insurance,
taken possession of it.
No,
it's out of your hands.
No. Okay, so as this is a common misconception, and this is something that needs to be explained. Okay, as the seller, okay, I want you guys to listen to this very carefully. As the seller, until receipt of delivery is confirmed, you are the person responsible for that.
I think you're wrong.
No, because, well, okay, so Paula, if it's the seller that takes ownership of this,
because then why you would never be able to claim the insurance.
Well, hold on. Who claims the insurance, Paula?
The seller does.
The seller does, not the purchase doing the coin. You're mistaken. So this is
the only way.
I've never had to claim.
Yeah, the only way a buyer can is if the seller refuses to do it, and then the postmaster will call you up and he'll say, "What's the reasoning for you doing it? It's not your responsibility." Blah blah blah.
With the post office before.
Yeah. So no, and that's that, and again,
because what Matt Stecker is asking is if it says that it's been delivered, but the buyer is saying that they never got it. Who's
okay, that's a totally different situation. Okay,
that was the situation.
that is
I
a
was
totally
talking
different
to Andy about.
situation. Okay, and this is one of those things, this is where you get into the whole porch pirate thing, and then you're talking about, now there's law enforcement involved, there is a,
That's what he was asking about.
yeah, but that's, again, that's
But
until, that's
Right
until the
where
delivery.
package goes
it depends
delivered.
on the insurance amount. Anything $500 and over requires a signature, so they won't even deliver the package.
Yeah, you have to go pick it up at the post office.
Okay.
Okay, again, so now I just did, this is the Faraday tape. I just cut this. I probably should have done this
And who can't prove possession
in the camera. But again, okay, that tape will prevent this from scanning. So
Where do
you
get
can,
the roll
Okay.
tape at?
I have done, yeah, so I've got this, you can, and you can just cut it off.
Roll convenient.
I want to know more. I wasn't done with my question on that though. Because I have never had to claim anything. So if I don't receive a package
There's
and
variables to it.
it says it's been delivered, do I contact the seller and they have to claim it, or do I claim it?
If it's been delivered, it's still up to the seller to file the claim.
If it's insured.
If it's insured, yeah,
Yeah.
it's still up to the seller to file the claim. Or
Like I said, the
yeah,
only way the buyer can do it, because I've had it where the buyer or the seller refused to do it. They just didn't do it. And then eventually, like I said, the postmaster called me and said, "What is this all about? You know that there has to procedure is this way." And it's like, I couldn't get him to do it. And then finally, it takes a lot longer and it's a pain in the butt.
now what you can do is you can start, if they're like, no, I don't want to do this, you can start an investigation, and the seller
correct.
can start the investigation,
Okay.
right? But this, and so we're going to talk about some of the things that people need to do. And again, I know people are concerned with the price of silver, and I know people are concerned about the price of gold and platinum. I've just picked up, I don't know if
That's what I heard, Roxzilla. That's why I'm saying I have heard that people have that they have had to do it themselves.
So 1 ounce gold coin, they would have had to insure it for $3,000. So they shouldn't have even delivered it without your signature.
So there are some things that happen there, and I want to get to that too, because there are mistakes that people make all the time. Okay, so let's go through this, and I know we'll get to all of this in a minute, but I'm getting squirreled, and we don't have a whole lot of time left.
All right.
So no, it's okay. There's a lot of great questions coming here, but I have to get through a lot more of this to really help people understand. Okay, so this tape, okay, I just showed you it works. Okay, so what this is Faraday tape. It's the same thing on a much smaller scale that lines those Faraday bags. Now you guys have seen Faraday bags. They're the ones that you can put different things into. And what they do is they prevent the signal from going through. Okay, so the signal that's on here, and again, if I slide that up, you'll see that item there. They prevent the signal from passing through this. Okay, this stuff is really cheap. A roll like this, $10. 200 labels like this, same basic thing, $10. And again, for $10, you can.
That's Amazon?
That's on Amazon. And all you got to do is look up RF shielding tape or RF shielding connector panels, and they'll bring up these little things. It's really easy to do. And there's tons of companies. It doesn't matter where it comes from. The one thing you want to make sure is that it says Faraday. Okay, you want to make sure that it says Faraday, because there's a lot of stuff that looks like this that doesn't actually contain the metal information, the metal fragments inside here.
Can you spell
which is
that?
what Faraday, Faraday.
Okay. Just like it sounds.
Yep. And so they're cheap. They're really inexpensive, and they come from all over the place. So John, here's the thing. Okay, I want to be very clear. I'm not giving anybody an affiliate link. I am not getting anything from anybody on this. This is 100% a pure help the community piece. I wanted absolutely, it could have been very easy for me to get a bunch of affiliate links and share those affiliate links with you. It could have been very easy for me to buy 10,000 rolls of this and just sell it to you. I didn't want to profit from this because what I wanted to show you guys is that, well, no, I'm glad you said that because it's important for people to know. I'm not about profiting off of information. I want you all to realize that I come across something, and there was one other video that I saw of this, and they used the shielding bags. Now, we talked about the shielding bags. I don't have any static bags here. I used to use static bags for sending things like memory, sending things like hard drives, sending things like circuit boards, right? We used to use those. But that might shield something like this, but it doesn't necessarily shield some of the higher end ones. So the bag itself, the static bag itself, isn't a great piece. They're designed to be anti-static, not RF shielding. And you can buy, these little packages like this. You can do this, and I got a whole bunch of stuff sitting here, so I'm making a total mess. You can buy these, right? And you've got the blue bags, and you've got, Paula, does that look familiar?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got these types of things, and these are great, okay? Paula sent me some stuff in these, and I keep these. And it's really easy to just fold this over and stick it inside of here. And you can send this. Now, somebody obviously would know, there's something in here, wouldn't be able to necessarily tell what it is. And you can send it. This won't scan. Okay,
These are the new ones, Frosty. I don't think you can buy those anymore, but they do have similar ones. They're called armor lopes.
Okay, yeah, and we can put links to where that stuff is.
I don't think they sell those anymore. I think those are out of production.
But I can take this and I can put this inside of this package, and I can put this as perfect for a label, and I can ship this like this, and people will not be able to scan this, right? It won't scan through. Okay, because
Can I make one more suggestion for people when they're shipping? Get some one-sided tape, or even like tape that you can just fold over on itself, and tape your things to the inside of the box or the inside of the envelope.
Or put it in a plastic bag sometimes first, and then tape the plastic bag.
Well, yeah. Obviously, you got to put it in something.
So in this example,
and here's another thing, Frosty.
Go ahead.
The filament tape, big thing for boxes exploding or getting damaged. You can keep that box together. I've had boxes come, like FedEx always delivers terrible to me.
Especially when you're talking about heavy packages.
Right.
Now,
make sure you overpack.
There is one person in the community who I think he owns stock in 3M, Oregon Stacker. This guy, if you've ever received a package from him, it comes wrapped in 400 layers and at least one roll of tape per package. Okay.
It's not a bad idea if the package is worth some money.
Right. And so, but again, right, it's one of those things where, you want to make sure that you're doing due diligence. And what is double-sided tape? Well, you can stick one-sided tape and just fold it in the little loop, right? Yeah, but you can, single-sided tape, you can do this.
Yeah, and fold it over on itself.
And fold it over on itself and put that in there, and then they cling to each other. That's not a problem. But there are different ways that you can package things, and it looks like my camera's freezing a little bit. But what I want people to understand is that there are little things that you can do to preserve your level of relationship with the person that you're selling to. And again, this is what this hobby is about. You want to cultivate good friendships. You want to cultivate good relationships. And one of the best ways to do that, outside of showing integrity in your sell, is to make sure that you package like you would want something received. Okay? Do unto others, right? The golden rule. Same applies here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away, I've got 3 rolls of this that I have purchased specifically to give away. And I'm going to be giving away 3 rolls of these, okay? I'm also going to be giving away to a couple other people, I'm going to be giving away a number of these, just because I want you guys to be able to have these. Now, if you don't ship coins and you like, Frosty, I've collected for 35 years, I've never shipped a coin, and you don't want these, then tell me to forward it on and I can give to somebody else. Not a big deal. I want to reiterate a very important point. I'm not trying to make money off of information. I'm simply wanting to help the community protect themselves. Integrity above all else in my realm. Okay, that's what I believe. And I want to make sure that people understand that when I give you information about a coin, it's not because I'm selling it. If I am looking at trying to find things to protect the hobby, it's not because I'm selling the product. I don't have a vested interest other than you. You, the person watching this. This is what I'm concerned about. Okay, I want to do everything in our power to limit the opportunity for thieves to take the stuff we work so hard for. Okay, and this is a very easy, simple solution to make sure you do that. Now, we talked about insurance a little bit. I want to talk about packaging, and I want to talk about labeling, because it's a big issue. There's a lot of concern. There's a lot of situations where people don't necessarily think about labels. They just don't. I'm not going to say that they don't concern themselves with it, but it's just not something that people kind of think about. And what I want to do is I want to ask some questions. So I want you guys putting information in chat. Okay, number one, please make sure you're smashing the like. Number two, if you're watching this and you're learning something, consider subscribing, okay? I would appreciate it. I want people to start putting in chat some of the words that you should never put on your labels. Mad Stacker's already saying, don't put stacker. What kind of words are those things that you should never, ever, ever put on a package? Rare coins, that's a good one.
That's a good one, Mike.
Money, yep. Shit. Oh, that's funny.
And if it's shit, you're really in problems.
Yeah, that's funny though. Nine for nine, member for 21 months. Holy smokes, it's only been almost 2 years.
I got an envelope, Frosty. I don't have it. I do have this one, but I got an envelope from the same person. I'm going to cover the person's name up because it's not. I better cover that up too. It said non-machinable, but the person put non-machinable coin on the envelope.
Oh yeah, so yeah, definite problem.
Don't do that.
So I'm going to share my screen with you. And this is, again, you guys have seen this. I'm going to shift this a little bit. And I've got 4 labels here. Okay, and I want to talk a little bit about the problems with each one of these labels. Okay, now the first one here, you'll see this right here. Okay, this is Frostbite Coins. I actually made this mistake very early when I had my first grading submission done. And CAC called me and said, sir, do you have another name that I can send it on? We're not comfortable sending with the word coin on it.
Good for them.
I was very, very pleased with CAC grading. Very, very pleased. And I was like, yes, what I want you to do is I want you to send it to this name. And I gave them an alternate name. On this example, you see silver suppliers are us. Again, silver, right? Referencing the fact that precious metals could be there and there, not necessarily coins. It could be bars. It could be a whole lot of other stuff, right? There's things here. And again, each one of those is a P.O. box listed. And I've got another one of these that I used in one of the shorts that I created. Frostbite. Now this one's a little bit better. It doesn't actually tell me what's there. Now people can Google frostbite, and you're going to find stuff from little kitty games on the computer to um, Bitcoin to my channel.
Blackened toes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there's a lot of things on here, but there's a problem with that label. And what is that? Can anybody tell me this one right here? Can anybody tell me, Eric, I'm going to disqualify you because of your history with this particular item? Can anybody tell me the problem with utilizing this label? I'll give you guys just a moment. Eric, if you figured it out, you can put a 1 in chat. But
I don't know.
this label infers something.
And first, you have two names. I don't know.
What about the word BYTE?
That's what I was saying. And it's not frostbite one word; it's frostbite with a space. So, you know,
Okay, the word BYTE is synonymous with electronics.
that's right.
Okay, so this could be a circuit board, this could be memory, this could be, yeah, exactly. Perfect, SkyQuest. Good job. Yeah, computer gear, right? And so this is a problem, and you've got to be careful. And I have had people contact me and say, "Can you send it under another one?" Now, you'll see what I use a lot, right? My name changes from time to time depending upon who I'm dealing with. If I'm dealing with SD Bullion or JM Bullion or Hero Bullion, I have a very specific name that it comes to. And guess what? It's not Frostbite. It's not my real name. Okay. It's something that I have worked when it goes to my post office box, that it's on my post office box. These are the ones that are approved to be dropped at my box. I've worked it out with my post box. Say again?
Isn't that what, 8267? Isn't that what's on your box? It's
Uh,
just a random number. You know how you go into the post office box, see how got numbers on them.
yeah, well, my number, yeah, mine is 1636. But the point is, I've worked out with my post office to where if I have something shipped, they know that it belongs to me, right? And those are things that you need to do, because if I ever have to sign for some of those packages, it needs to be under my quote unquote alias. Okay. Now, sometimes for people I know, Mad's like, do you ever ship under your name? I will have people ship directly to me depending upon where it's coming from and depending upon who it is. If I'm an Amazon,
packages to you.
yeah, if I'm at Amazon, then yeah. And so Luther, that's, for again, if it's channel based related, that's there. People see the CNC. What does CNC stand for? People think CNC, they think machining parts, right? So who knows what it could be. The point is to be a little bit different. Now, what I want to be very clear about, I do not want anyone in chat, if you receive stuff from things like SD Bullion or JM Bullion, never enter their names in chat. Don't tell people what they ship under. Right? That's another place where I see things when they're talking in chat, and when they discuss stuff like this, they're like, oh, well, my package from them came under this. Don't do that. You're teaching people what they're shipping it under, so don't do that. Protect yourself from that. Okay? If you cannot type in one chat, oh, yeah, it's all good. No worries.
There was a big dealer in the community.
Say again?
So I don't know if you guys know who Tim Rathjen is. He was a big coin dealer, and he created that coin sorting machine, Newman. Well, he had a huge warehouse in Washington, and outside of where he did all of his coin stuff and where Newman was, and outside of it, it was like a helicopter parts sign. And that's where, when he shipped stuff to you, it was all like helicopter parts or something like that on the label. It was totally disguised. It wasn't the warehouse was actually an old helicopter hangar, but his sign on the outside, the business sign said like helicopter parts or something like that. So yeah, the big coin dealers and stuff do it too. They disguise
And it's not paranoia; it's smart business practice,
smart.
Coach. It's smart,
Off
right? You
subject, but does anybody know what happened to Newman?
He still has it.
He does have it. All right.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's been selling and stuff.
Oh, I seen that he
Yeah.
sells, but I didn't know. I thought that there was issues where he lost. He had to give everything up.
No, he still has that. He was at one time he was offered a lot of money for it, but I think technology
Past it.
has passed him up. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So again, there's things to look in here. Now, if I was to look at this and say, okay, well, um, I don't want to do this. What name would I put under there? There's a bunch of them. Is AZ in here? AZ
I'm not
changed.
seeing easy.
AZ's
But
in here. Yeah. Okay. What's up, AZ?
oh,
AZ recently changed his channel name because he didn't want people to sending it under coins.
oh,
So when I would send AZ, I would do AZ space C, right? And so there are things that you can do to kind of limit that. And sometimes you got to be creative. But if you're going to be sending to a company, then let them know that you're sending something that way, right? Talk to the person, talk to the buyer. Make sure that they understand. Make sure you guys come to agreement on what's going to be sent. I have a lot of friends on here that ship me stuff. They ship it to my regular name. They ship it to Frostbite. They do it to Frosty CNC, whatever it might be. Just again, not to put coins, not to put collectibles, not to put silver, not to put gold. Just make sure those things are not on the label. The other thing is, and again, everybody says always use a P.O. box. You can't always use a P.O. box. Some people don't have the capability of doing that because of where they live.
and it's not free.
And it's not free. They do cost money.
Yeah.
But it's important to kind of have some information. The last thing that I want to do before I start giving this stuff away is I want to talk about packaging these. Now, I use these a lot. These things are cheap, they're inexpensive. They're just these little blue, and I've got,
$11.
yeah, they're easy, right? And when you put your package in there, you fold them over. It's the perfect size for your label. But again, when you're packaging these, you want to make sure that you're packaging to make sure that you don't allow for something to get in here and potentially catch or rip your package.
Tape all four sides.
So tape
Tape
all
any
the way
loose
around.
end.
Yep. Now, you don't have to go through and wrap it around and, duct tape it and, put reinforced rebar and stuff in there. I mean, you can get pretty out of hand, but it's just being smart. But the one thing that I always do is let's pretend that this is a label. I always make sure that the label goes over top of my seam. And I do that because in order for them to open that from the seam, they actually have to remove the label. Okay, so I am always going to want, if I can, and it doesn't always work this way, you can't always do it, but I'm going to take that label and always try to cover that seam. Because this way, there's no way for them to unseal this and then reseal this package. And then if I tape the four edges, the only open area here is that package. And you want to be careful if you're utilizing the reinforced tape, right? Not to cover any portion of the label. Be careful of that. But if you're utilizing the reinforced tape, you'll put the label on over the top anyway. But I always try to put the label over the top of this to make sure that they can't unseal that. They would actually have to remove the label in order to do that.
I still do that, Luther.
What was that?
I said I still do that. I use
Whatever's on hand.
whatever's on hand, and I am a huge. So Ken Peavy taught me a long time ago. If you're mailing like several things in a package, make it into a brick.
That's
And so,
overpacking. That's, yeah, and
like I
make sure
said,
it
if,
don't
if you've
move.
ever received anything from me, the odds are it's going to be all wrapped in saran wrap and taped to, yeah, to the gills. I make everything into a brick. Unless I'm shipping just like, one thing, like then I use like these. I love these.
And those
But I
things are
haven't
great.
always used these. I have
Those
not
things are
always
great.
used
They're great
We
to
don't
slip.
make them anymore.
They're
Right.
great to
That's
ship
why I sell
slabs
the ones
in.
they do make. They do have replacements for them. They're a little bigger, but they work just the same way. And they're actually very cheap.
Yeah.
Called
Yeah.
Armor Lope.
Yeah, these things, and again, the ones that you're showing, the Almerlo, those are nice as well. They're great to ship slabs in. And then in this particular case, what I would do here is just for an additional layer of protection, I would obviously put that inside that package and then seal that
And I
that way.
tape them closed.
Tape, tape,
So,
tape. And then again, if you want to, now when you tape on a label, I'm going to show you guys a little trick that I've used. And I picked this up from my mother. And where did I pick this up from? Have you guys ever wrapped Christmas presents?
mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
So what I do is I take and wrap it the label and then secure it this way. Why do I do that? Well, because it's pulling this direction, right? That's just another way to pull that. It also helps keep my package. I got to be careful how I say this. It's going to come across wrong. It keeps my package taut. Yeah, I know. I just said it, Mike. I was trying to prevent that, and I realized what I said afterwards.
Morning, Pedro.
What's up,
I'm glad
Pedro?
other people have like minds.
Yeah, it's all in good humor. But I do this, and again, if you wanted to do that, then you can again increase that by putting the label over the top of this. Now, clearly, this isn't a label. This is just being used as an example. But I like doing this, and the reason that I like doing that is because, again, it holds that package and helps keep that nice and tight to whatever is inside there. All right, so let's go ahead.
Joseph.
Say again?
Oh, I just said good morning, Joseph. Sorry.
Yeah, SkyQuest is like, TMI, I don't want to know how taut your package is. I know. Once I said it, it was done. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this stuff away. Now, folks, I want to reiterate to you guys, okay? 7 days. If you guys don't message me in 7 days, don't message me in a month and say I've never received my package, okay? If you have, let me know. But I got so many other things going on. I need this stuff to be done as quickly as possible. Sometimes I get held up. Right now, this is going to get packaged up and get put out into the mail as quickly as possible. I want to get these things out of here. So if you happen to win, do me a favor. Please make sure that you send me an email, a claim email immediately, and I will get these off to you. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I am going to put this in here. This is going in the vertical mode, but be aware that the vertical mode, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to change this. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And some people have watched this. Right now, I don't have near as many entries as I thought I would. But if you don't put in, I'll have to clarify this here in just a minute. When you put in the name, it's just the first and last name. So if you guys have entered middle name or anything like that, please just do first and last name. I apologize when I said full name. I guess I should have included his middle name as well. All right. So let's do the giveaway. We're going to do active chatters. And I'm going to do the chat. Okay, so we have started the giveaway. So you should receive notification from the Nightbot. Nightbot says that the active chat's going to be there. So we got people in. If you want an opportunity to do this, you want an opportunity to win one of these. Now, earlier I talked about giving away. I was very quiet about this, didn't announce it, but I'm going to do this now. I'm going to give this away. I'm going to give this away to somebody in chat. And I want to do this not because I feel like I owe it to anybody, but I want people to see that I'm going to start practicing this when I ship. Now, I don't ship a whole lot of stuff, but I want you to see this. So it's going in this package, and it's going to get packaged up. It's going to be put into here, and it's going to be put into this package just like we talked. It's going to be going in here. So I want people chatting, and I want people putting in. And again, if you're in vertical mode, please make sure that you're entering something into chat as well. It's picking up from both. I will make sure that both names are drawn. I'm going to be pulling winners not only from here, but I'm also going to be pulling winners through the winner command in each chat so that everybody knows they have multiple chances. I've got 3 of these to give away, and I'm going to be giving those away. I'm also going to give away a couple poker chips today, and with that is going to come a couple of these. Now, again, if you don't ship and you don't want it, then just tell me to give it to somebody else, and I'll give that away. I'm going to be throwing some additional things in some of these packages just because I appreciate you guys' support and coming alongside of the channel. But again, I need to reiterate, I'm not making any money off of this. Okay, when I shared this with Mike, for them to be aware of this for use at Harlan J. Burke, it wasn't, hey, buy these from me. It was, hey, you may want to look into getting these. When I did the videos, I'm not listing a affiliate link. I'm saying go to Amazon and type in Faraday tape.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somebody giving you a bad time about making money on your channel?
Absolutely not.
Well, then you don't need to worry about it.
Well, but the reason that I want people to understand this is because I don't want anybody ever saying, well, the reason that he's so concerned about this is because he's gaining from it. I want everybody in the community to really understand that it is integrity first. Okay, I'm just about protecting the community, and I'm serious about this. Would I like to make money? Hell yeah. I mean, I'd be stupid to say no. But I'm not going to utilize something like this to do that. I'm just not. I'm not going to capitalize on something that I've identified. Now, folks, this isn't, oh my God, Frosty figured it out. People have known about this for a long time. They've known about the scanning. The question is, how many people knew that you could scan through a package?
My phone.
I mean, we're talking about boxes and multiple pieces of cardboard. It's just being smart and looking at those items. This is why I want to do this. So, scammers, Luther, absolutely, right? The criminals, they know very quickly, just like with counterfeiting. People know how to bypass all sorts of security and levels. This is what they do. I'm not going to teach them how to do that, but one of the problems, and Jack Young, Jack Riley, Zach, Paula, the Anti-Counterfeiting Educational Foundation, we've all talked about this. And the problem is there's a delicate balance between sharing information that teaches people what to look for and educating the counterfeiters.
Yeah.
Right. And so there are certain things that I'm not going to say that it can make the problem worse. Right. So there are things that I've brought this up to the attention of law enforcement. Again, I've talked with Beth about this. I showed her when we were doing the interview, hey, this is a concern. This is a problem. We need to look into doing this. I want to address some stuff. Let's get some people together. Let's talk about this. We still have stuff to do. I've reached out to a couple companies to talk to them about RFID technology, static bags. They work against this, but they don't work against the high-end scanners. So your phones, obviously, they're pretty technology efficient when it comes to the iPhones and the Androids and stuff. But there are scanners specifically designed.
That if it's that big a problem, why PCGS doesn't protect against it. like why they haven't made their boxes, you know, why their boxes don't have the RFID
And
protectors
they
in
might
them.
start doing that. Yeah.
Maybe, but here's the
I
thing.
mean, it's been 6 years or whatever since they
It's
put the
yeah, it's
chips in
definitely been a
those.
while.
So,
But the question is, if if they if they teach people that there's an inherent security issue with a technology that they have, then they're basically required to fix it, right? So I don't want to say it's
well,
plausible deniability.
they talked about it in the article when they first came out with the I posted the article in your chat when they first came out in 2019. They talked about how you could scan it with your phone.
No, not the slab through packaging. They didn't talk
ACPS talked about it in their article
about scanning it through
and
packaging.
they announced it, that it could be scanned with your phone.
Okay, okay. But they talked about you scanning the slab, not through packaging. Not the fact that you could ship this, you could scan this through FedEx packaging or USPS packaging or UPS packaging. They talked about the fact that you could scan the slab and it would tell you what was going on, and the reason for that was the security. Now, in chat rooms, right, you can go to many chat rooms, and they talked about that in a number of chat rooms. NGC has talked about it in the coin community. There's that great coin community chat. I think it was even in the numismatic portal. There was a discussion regarding that, I think in like 2000, 2001. But there's nothing that's really give credence to the general populace. And again, I only found one video on this ever. And it's just a topic that pairing this with basic shipping practices is just something that needed to be done. It's needed to be taken care of. All right. So I have got a list of names here. We're going to go ahead and pull those names, and Nightbot's going to reach out and tell me who the winner is. Snipey Mikey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
So do me a favor. I'm going to send you one of these. I know he ships stuff. I got this coin from him.
Rigged.
I got that from him. I purchased that. You guys know what that is, right?
Yeah, beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know he ships some high-end stuff. So again, that will be really good. I've got your information, but still
I'm gonna
send
run
me
and
the
grab
clean
some more
email.
coffee while you're doing the.
Copy that. Okay. And I told you we were going to do this multiple ways. This way allows for people in the chat to be able to do that. We're going to type in the winner, EMR. Oops, I got to spell this right. EMR, send me an email and I'll send you one. And then I'm going to do one in the vertical mode. Again, anybody who's chatted in the vertical mode is eligible for that. And AZ is the third one. So I've got 3 of these. So again, this is going to be send it back. No, I'm not sending that back. I just realized what he was referencing, send it back. I'm not sending that. He was talking about this. So yeah, I'm not sending that piece back. Sorry, brother. I did do a touch up on the video. So again, you guys send me an email claiming that. Now, I'm going to send some of these. Okay, so I'm going to do a couple other giveaways, and these are going to include the poker chips. I'll include poker chips with the other ones, and I'm going to do something else that's nice.
He says, "Do it again. I don't ship enough." I already read that.
Okay, got you. Appreciate it. So let's see. Bad Idea Lab. Okay, so Bad Idea Lab, AZ forwarded on that as another opportunity. So Bad Idea, reach out to me, and I will make sure that we get that done. So let me document this real fast. So that was
AZ. Coffee is so good when it's so cold outside.
Sure is.
It is so good.
Oh, is it cold there?
Mm-hmm. It is cold here, and it's cold in my house because I have a broken.
Turn the heat on.
Well, no, I have a broken pipe under my sink.
Oh, that's right. It's not fixed yet.
It's not fixed yet, So when I turn the heater on, it's stinky in my house.
Oh, that's
So
not good.
I don't care. It doesn't bother me, but it drives my daughter-in-law crazy. So I'm being froze. I'm being froze out. I'm all bundled up right now. Coffee's good.
All right, so we're going to pull one more set. There's going to be something neat in this one. Again, this is just something I do, just an appreciation. EMR can't win twice. Sorry, EMR.
MR
So do you know why he does that?
does what? MR coins.
John Shank, send me the claim email, please.
Not coins.
And you're going to get 3 of these sheets. And again, the 3 of these sheets is good for, there's 5, you use 2 of them for one particular slab. So that's 15 slabs. That should last you a plenty amount of time. And then that one didn't go through. Hey, Woodsy, what's up? Good to see you. We're going to do one more pull on this one. And again, folks, I want you to do me a favor. If I can have my moderators go out and grab that video and throw the link in. Holy smokes, easy one again.
Easy.
What is up? What is up with this and it pulling multiples?
Right? You've got a broken name picker. It is rigged.
Abraham De La Garza. Okay, so send me a claim email and I will send you those along with a poker chip and something nice. So congratulations. The video is the one where I actually talk about this topic. What I want you guys to do, and again, folks, is that there are some people in here, AZ Coins, freaking awesome. These are people that share all the time. Right, frequently, like they're constantly share, get notifications all the time. Mm-hmm. Sharing is one of those things, and I have to admit, I'm not the greatest at it. I will comment, I will do those kinds of things, but I'm not the best at sharing. But I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. This is good enough information, in my opinion, that it needs to go to anybody that you know that has things like eBay stores, that does whatnot. Anybody who sells the potential for this should have some information. They can make up their own mind, but forward it on, right? Again, what I'm trying to do, the big boys, you guys, you got multiples of these things, then, fair be it. What I want people to understand is that I'm looking out for the common collector, me. I would want somebody to share this information with you. I would want somebody to share this information with me if I was in a position that I didn't know this, because again, it's about protecting the community, and this is really important with me. It really does matter to me. Okay, so Abraham, please send me an email. And again, folks, if you guys aren't tracking that exclamation point and then the word email, no space, actually goes through and pulls up my email, so you'll see it there. Yeah, and that's exactly right, right? Pay it forward, right? This is just one of those, it doesn't cost you anything to do that. And,
right.
It's about protecting community. And again,
if
folks.
If you guys haven't hit the like, make sure you hit the like, because that doesn't cost you anything either.
Yeah.
Totally free.
So thank you guys for throwing that in there. I appreciate that. For those of you who, give me like a thumbs up emoji if you this is the first time you've heard about stuff like this. If you think you have kind of an idea of what you can do to protect yourself if you're going to ship one of those coins, let me know, right? And again, it's really important that people know this.
Can I make a little announcement?
Fire away.
You are going to be in Portland, Oregon.
We're sorry.
The big Portland coin show. I think it's put on by the Willamette Coin Club. November 15th and 16th. Stop by the Kaneka table because I will be there.
And she'll be nice.
I will be nice, doing free coin examinations. That is all.
Outstanding. All right. Well, I'm going to pull. Say again.
It's my first gig.
That's really cool.
You're gonna do great. You're gonna.
Yeah, you'll do great. So there's a lot of people putting the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And again, there are so many people. Paul and Eric are here. They're here week after week. I don't pay them. I probably should. But they're here every week, engaging in conversation, helping out, talking about all sorts of topics. Sometimes they can be really engaged. Sometimes I tell stories, and then they elaborate on them. Tomorrow is going to be a great example of this because tomorrow we're going to be talking about the Richmond dime.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now, Mike from
Mike.
what's that shop that he works with? Peanut Brittle R Us or something like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Harlan J. Burke. Okay, he's going to be up as well, and we're going to be talking about this Richmond dime. Now, Paula, when she came across this, did some stuff with LiveCoin Q&A.
Oh boy.
Actually talked about this, but she's going to be bringing the information. Actually, took the magazine and sent it to Mike, so he actually has that. So it's not going to be hearsay. It's not going to be one of those things that you can just go search on Google because you're probably going to find the wrong information. This thing has vanished.
Responsible for the retraction that was written.
Yeah, this story vanished like a fart in a stiff breeze.
It sure did.
Okay?
It sure did.
And so if you want to know about this, if you want to learn something about this, come tomorrow because there's going to be. And again, we're not picking on the people or the magazine or anything of that. There's a couple life lessons about understanding what your responsibility in a role is. And this was a failure in one of those responsibilities. And so we're going to be talking about it. It should be a ton of fun. But I'm pulling one more name, and this name is going to be for that Merc dime. And the winner is spin. Oh, it's not showing. Why doesn't it not show? Oh, because I didn't add crap. No, it's not AZ. It's actually Mad Stacker. Mad Stacker won the Mercury dime.
Congratulations, Matt.
No, it's an app in Streamlabs, and I forgot to add the freaking adapter thing. I did it, but I can't even share the piece to it. So Matt, if you're still here, if not, I'll reach out to Matt. I've got Matt's information. I'll get his address from him.
Let's send it to Paula.
Okay, I need confirmation. I need confirmation on that. But again, yeah, folks, it's just one of those things. I want you to be aware of these things. Now, I want to give you a heads up. I am working another story, and this story is looking at the efficacy, the smartness, if you will, about doing some things that I've seen some videos on. I'm not going to really talk too much about it, but I did talk to Chuck, and I explained what was going on, explained the scientific method behind it. Him and I have kind of worked out a portion of what's going on, and I have picked up 8 coins. These coins came from the same grading runs. They came from the same rolls. They've basically been handled the same, and we're going to talk about some investigation stuff. It's going to be a year-long study, and I'm going to update you guys about every 3 months or so. So I will provide more information, but again, I'm trying to do some longevity studies for you guys, talking about some of the things that people do and how it affects what we do in the hobby. Okay. Could it be struck on the same die?
Struck by the same die.
There's no way. I mean, potentially. But there's no way for me to know that without actually having Chuck or Eric actually look at every single one and look at the dye markers to see if it's on every one. Just because you have a roll doesn't mean that it's all the same dye pairing. Matter of fact, I
Oh,
don't
it won't
know.
be.
Yeah, I don't know that. I can't say that it's not
The
statistical.
odds of every
Yeah,
I've
single
never
coin
had a
in a
roll.
roll, the odds of every single coin in a roll coming from one single die pair are
yeah.
astronomical.
I have had a roll that 48 out of 50 coins came from the
Mm.
same die pair.
And
But
that's
usually it's a
That's
minimum of 5, and
yeah,
usually it's more like 11, 10 or 11.
yeah. It's
But it's very rare to even get 2, and I think I've had that
mhm.
twice. 1942D and a 1960D roll.
Wow, on a 60D.
Yeah, that was 48 and 2, and there was 3 different
That's
die pairs in that roll.
crazy.
It was 48 from one die pair and then 1 from 2 other die pairs.
That's crazy.
yeah. And again, the reason that I'm doing some of this stuff is because yes, I want to bring you some information, but I also want to look at why do they say certain things? Why why do they say it's a good idea to do? For instance, I'll give you an example. This isn't the one I'm doing. Xylene, right? What are the pros and the cons of using xylene? Um,
Cancer.
well, but yeah, but I mean,
I'm just kidding.
what's going to happen? And
Kind of.
I've got something else that I'm doing when it comes to dipping and why
Xylene can cause problems if you don't do it right.
It can.
yeah,
Yes,
and
it can.
there's some potential issues, and so
Mhm.
I'm going to be working with some people who are really good about things like this that really understand what they're doing, because I don't want to introduce my bias. I want to be as unbiased as possible in these items, and so I'm engaging the help of people who know more way about a lot of this stuff. Um, Vote for Pedro. Xylene is not recommended as perfume. That's probably wise advice.
Yeah, I wouldn't be sniffing it, that's for sure.
But I want you guys to know that I'm trying to do some research for you guys and provide you not just good information, but information that helps you understand the why you should do certain things. And this is language. This is information that if we don't share, we're going to lose it over time. And I
You
want to
want
make
to
sure
do
that some of this
another
stuff is
giveaway?
documented. Absolutely. What do you want me to give away? Halloween
I'll give
candy?
away a pair of these.
Both of those?
Yeah, a pair of them. Pair. One is, they're both the same on the front, but on the back they're different. It says home of the brave, home of the free because of the brave. And then this is the eagle that says strength, freedom, and pride. So,
Outstanding. How do you want to give
and
it away?
then I'm going to give away one of these.
Oh, I like that.
I have one I can.
I would appreciate that.
So if you, yeah, in honor of, I know it's not the Marines' 250th yet, but they're celebrating it today. So I'm going to celebrate it today.
They are celebrating it today.
So there you go. You pack up my mom's house 40 years. What a project. Oh my gosh, Pedro, I wish I was there. I could use the money, but my shoulder doesn't work, so I don't know how good I would be. Okay, so yeah, you could do a giveaway. I don't know if it was my burn.
How would you like to do the giveaway?
I don't know. And I guess have people chat and I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Let's do a giveaway on
And then I'm gonna put my email in. Well, I'll put it in chat after whoever wins. So And that was rolled on a clad quarter. I have two that are on silver quarters, but that was rolled on a clad quarter, just so you guys know. You'll be able to tell it's got a little copper beacon.
Cool. Let's do the
But they're limited up.
let's do the giveaway tool.
Redo what it says on the thing. So it says, if you believe in something, you need to have the courage to fight for those ideas, not run away from them or try to silence them. That's what it says on the elongated quarter. Quarter? I think it's on a Utah quarter also, you guys, just so you know.
Okay, enter this hashtag in.
Hashtag Paula rocks. Heck yeah. You should be entering that anyway.
I don't even have to enter it. I knew that already.
Oh, you're so sweet. Check's in the mail.
That's what my wife said. She says, I come back from Alabama. I got a gift for you, and gave me a cold.
We'll quit making out.
Nope.
Not gonna happen.
I want to check one thing real fast. Okay. Just wanted to make sure it was showing up.
Good morning, everybody who's late and lurking. Good morning, lurkers.
Make sure you're putting in hashtag Paula Rocks if you want to be eligible for her giveaway.
Rocks. And don't forget about the Wounded Warriors next month.
Indeed.
When is it? The 8th and 9th and the
So it's the 8th, the 9th, and then the 11th. They're actually
And the
taking the 10th
11th.
off.
Yeah,
It's
the
actually the 11th. Yeah.
11th is Veterans Day. So.
What is the correct term for the squeeze coin? Is it elongated?
Elongated, pressed, but elongated is the correct terminology. It is an elongated coin, elongated cent, elongated rolled, whatever, pressed, rolled, but elongated. Yep. And this was done by the elongated someone in my elongated collectors club. Any coin that was struck by a die can have a die error, yes. And I do have some that were rolled off center. I have a couple that the dies were actually doubled. So
we've only got 16 entries. We're going to pull this here in just a second.
Well, squished is not a technical term unless you put the original ones were done on train tracks.
I used to do that.
Yep.
Yeah, we used to do that. Try to run them together and try to make little bracelets out of them by keeping the pennies. The pennies never stayed together. They always vibrated off.
Yeah, and then you got to look for them.
You know what else we used to do? We used to walk along the train tracks and look for the little round bearings that used to fall out. The little when the rocks would get tumbled up inside there. They would form these little round. We used to go walk the train tracks and pull those because they were perfect in wrist rockets. They were so cool to find. You can still find those.
Yeah, the coal. They were made. A lot of them were coal.
Yeah.
That were round like that.
Yep, and you could. They would pick up oil and stuff like that. They were there for a reason. Didn't know it as a kid. Learned it later on, but yeah, really cool stuff.
Yeah, Oh, the Great Wolf Lodge. I'm gonna go to a Great Wolf Lodge someday.
My daughter
They're all
loves
over
that
the
place.
now.
Yeah, I want to go to. There's one up in Washington. I would love
There's a
to.
massive one in Dallas.
You guys should carry around some wheat pennies or other, older coins, because those are great if you find a machine. They're few and far between, but if you find a machine that actually lets you use your own coin, um, those are great to use, because the dirtier the coin, the better the design comes out.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
All right, so Paula, how do you want to do this? Are we doing 2 winners or just one?
Just one. I just have one
Okay,
package.
and
Yacht
Yatsnav. So email Paula,
Yeah, let me put it
and
in.
she will give you those items. Give her your information, and then she'll get those shipped out. Forrest is like rigged. No, this is
There's
an
my
unrigged.
email. I will get that sent out Monday.
Congratulations, Josh.
You're
Nice done.
welcome. You're welcome.
All right, folks. Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and wrap stuff up. I appreciate everybody's time today. I hope you've learned something. I hope this was beneficial. Again, tomorrow you're going to want to be here, because I'm telling you the story of the Richmond dime.
So
You're going to
much
learn
fun.
a lot. It's a lot of fun. I guarantee you there's going to be tons of laughs, lots of jokes. So attend tomorrow. Make sure you're there. And again, right, take that video that was done about this. Share that with your friends. If you know people that ship coins, do so. And I will get this stuff off. I'm not going to tape the tape, obviously, because it's tape. But when I ship the coin out, I will do. And for the person that said that, why do I pick and choose who I choose to email? It's because this was something that I had done on the screen. And I had said, if you want to do this, you need to put the money there. I didn't announce it. I made a correction. I made a determination of what I was going to do with that one. It wasn't the tape. I told people specifically on this tape. And your comment about, I get to do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's my channel. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. So to the person who said that, good on you. Thanks for speaking your voice. But remember,
I'm glad I didn't see that comment.
this is my channel, and so I would do this.
Day,
I would do the same thing for everybody.
Right.
But again, when you're looking at the little stuff, again, just make sure you email me, because I have Mad's information. I just don't have everybody else's. Okay. All right, folks.
See y'all tomorrow.
Take care. Be well. Be blessed.